This is called Club de Nuit Intense Man Special Edition. I want y'all to bear with me for a few minutes while I explain a few things before I actually start talking about this. This is Club Intense Man by Armaf. This is the first um, Club Intense Man. It's a clone of Creed Aventus. This is extremely popular in the fragrance community. This is probably the most well-known Aventus clone, I guess, in the fragrance community. This is Eau de Toilette. A lot of people have had complaints since this come out about the opening being too harsh and abrasive and too strong. And a lot of people were pissed because the first 30 to 45 minutes on the opening, because it's almost unwearable, because it's just too strong and it's just too much. So I think Armaf got a lot of complaints about this. So what they did, this is my own personal opinion. I have no proof of this, but I am really sure about what I'm saying. I think what they did to solve the issue of people complaining about this being so harsh in the opening is they come out with a EDP version. And they also come out with a special edition version also. Supposedly it's two different things. The special edition is supposed to be different from the EDP, but I think they're exactly the same thing. I don't think there's any difference whatsoever between the EDP and the special edition at all. As a matter of fact, funny thing is that this special edition on the bottle it says EDP, but on the box it says Parfum. So what I did, I got this like, I don't know, 7-8 months ago. Since then, I have emailed Armaf 3 separate times over the last 6 or 7 months, and I've also, when I had Facebook, I also messaged them on Facebook 3 separate times. So I tried to get in contact with them. I messaged them 6 separate times, and they have yet to respond to my questions about, is this an EDP special edition or is it Parfum? They will not answer me. They've had 6-7 months to reply to my inquiries, and they're not going to, and I don't think they ever will. But here is my opinion. This is my own personal opinion, and I know I'm right. Since there has been so many complaints about the Eau de Toilette being so harsh and abrasive in the opening, what they did was they launched 2 separate flankers, EDP, special edition. I believe they're exactly the same thing. They're just in different bottles. That's my personal opinion. And I think what they did to solve the issue of the EDT being too harsh and abrasive in the opening is they did not reformulate it. They didn't do anything like that. What they did was just take the EDT formulation and add a bunch of carrier oil to it. It's like 70% Eau de Toilette and 30% carrier oil. That's my personal opinion because that's what it smells like to me. When I first started wearing this 7-8 months ago, it was so weak. I could just barely pick up a fragrance in it. It's like oily, and I just barely picked up any kind of a fragrance whatsoever. So I was like, well, maybe it's a new batch. It needs time to set a little while. So it's been setting for the last 7 months. I would keep it in a cool place, in a dark place, and once a month, I would take it and just like gently shake it just a little bit and put it back for another month, and I would just keep doing that. And I started wearing this again a couple of days ago, and it's exactly the same thing. It hasn't changed one bit whatsoever. And I checked the batch code. The batch code It's not new. It should be aged properly. So I don't think that's a problem. I think it's just been diluted down and watered down with carrier oil. And they saved a lot of money on doing that because they didn't have to come up with a reformulation. They used probably cheap oil to drown it down so it wouldn't be harsh in the opening like the EDT. So that's my personal opinion. And I don't really talk about clones anymore. But this has been on my mind for a long time because I wanted to talk about this because I think Armaf is trying to rip off people. That's my opinion by doing this, and I'm really sure I'm correct about everything that I've said. It's just so weak and lifeless and boring. I can just barely detect a fragrance in here. It's oily. It's weak. It's lifeless. As soon as I spray it on, it's almost automatically a skin scent, and it's about 5 hours of the skin scent, and then it just goes away. And I know a lot of other people, a few other reviewers have reviewed this and said how good it is, how much improved it is than the Eau de Toilette. I disagree. I think it's a watered down version of the Eau de Toilette. That's my personal opinion. Do not get this. Do not get the special edition. Do not get the EDP. If you must have a clone of Creed Aventus and it has to be Armaf, stick with the Eau de Toilette. And just deal with the harsh opening for 30 minutes and then you're good to go. I do not promote clones anymore, but I gotta warn people about this because people are buying this for $50 and I think it's a scam. I think it's a ripoff. So stick with the Eau de Toilette. If you must have a clone and it has to be Aventus, stick with the Club de Nuit Intense Man Eau de Toilette. And save your money. Do not get this. Don't do it. My opinion. But anyway, I will be back later with something else. So I love you guys, and I'll talk to you later. Peace.